Allie from Paper Cut Goods, and I'm back today with another layout using Rosie Studio new line Unconditional. And so I'm going to start out with this 12 by 12 background of the blue with tiny little white hearts, and then I pulled two kind of coordinating papers from the 6 by 6 pack, and now I'm going to pull a couple of die cuts from the die cut package. And I settled on these really beautiful florals, which are just my favorite. And then also kind of a little checklist die cut that I found really adorable for a layering piece. And I like to do a little customization on those kinds of things by punching holes into some of the check boxes. And I thought that was just kind of a cool little subtle customization. And then I'm pulling out some of those gold layered banners, which I just really love from the collection. And then I had some wax seal stamps pre-made, and I think I like that blue one layered in there, and it's a really cute blue floral. Additionally, I'm going to work in, well, I'm thinking about working in a layer of that pink eyelash trim. And now we're going to move up to the right corner where I do another cluster using some of the really great elements from the collection, mostly die cuts, and then that gold glitter puffy sticker that says XOXO. I wanted some additional layers, and I think you'll see me here kind of fidget and try to figure out something that would maybe provide a little bit of contrast between the background and then those layering pieces. And I'm looking through some vintage ephemera paper scraps from my collection. I like to try to work in some of those more like office or everyday kind of papers. A lot of times just tissue paper works. But I do like to keep in mind that a scrapbook really, in theory, is kind of full of paper scraps and just random bits of ephemera of life. And so I'm trying to work in a few of those here. I started out this video kind of having an idea of where I wanted to end up. But you can see I'm really just auditioning different things around on my desk and tapping my fingers as I try to deliberate. So I decide maybe one more cluster up at the top right of the photo. And I love that little tag that says 022. It's almost like a little tag you would find on a bread wrapper. And I thought that was really fun. Just thinking about different layers, and I'm trying to keep it pretty close to a blue and pink color scheme. So I'm kind of pulling out little bits from the collection that coordinate. Yeah, ultimately that just doesn't work for me, so I will pull those ephemera pieces from the back layer out. So it kind of gets to a point when you have a lot of layers that you need to start gluing some things down. It's really hard for me to keep moving forward when so many pieces are moving around. So I've decided to stick with that background, and I did use, it's a permanent adhesive, but it is removable for a period of time. So if I did want to pull those up and slip something back behind, I still could. So I roughed up the edges a little bit on that list that says, "Thank you for being," and then it's a list of some qualities. And I checked awesome and wonderful, and then one more that kind of ended up hidden back behind the layers. So I really love that cluster in the bottom left. I think it looks really cute. I love to be able to work in those wax seals whenever I can. And this just, the color and the actual stamp just worked really well for this layout. I apologize for the shadow on the layout. I record with a pretty unprofessional makeshift little setup, and generally I don't have a ton of problem with the shadows, but for some reason it just really was an issue on this video, and I realize that's a distraction. I apologize for that. So this cluster up in the top right's coming together with the heart circular piece and then a tag. And I've got that pink eyelash trim that I've ordered off AliExpress. And it's kind of just a bright pop of the same shade of pink that is elsewhere on the layout. And I thought one more little bitty piece up there would do the trick. And so I pulled out a tile letter sticker for my daughter's initials. And I'm pretty happy with that cluster up there. Got different layers and a few different textures, and that's kind of what I look for in a layering cluster. So here we've got that little tag, a circular chipboard heart, and then I'm going to try out a few other elements till I decide to go with just these paper stickers, the little gold hearts. So this is pretty close to how the finished product ends up. I will tell you, you will see in the final photos that off camera I end up trimming this down to an 8.5 by 11, and I think it makes the white space much more visually appealing to your eye. So thank you so much for watching, and head to rosiestudio.com to check out the collection.